that's where we got to kind of roll with this thing. You got nice. One thing to remember, like when we always do ORBs and stuff, but if you have like a huge pre-market level and you just rip it like the first candle, you could definitely go in and just kind of take the thing with the stop under. So if you get like something that shows like a really good range pre-market, you know, I'll use two charts, one with pre-market data and one without, which I never do, but only if I had a pre-market flag. I think that's going to be a hot one. This SE, you know, you may get this thing going running into the 20 spot. IPO stocks hot. You know, you're right in that sweet spot of market cap too, where it's not necessarily right like a small cap, but it's not a grandpa stock. This one is going to have IPO stocks that have been breaking out. Think like Yeti. Hey Mar, how you doing? Think like Yeti, right? The day after it broke out of his IPO highs, it ran for a couple days. When you get something like that, I think you'll be good to go. Melly here. This one is a B minus. Do number one to the price, which it doesn't matter as much. But the issue on this one is when you get a higher price stock and then you get a low float, you often may get a spread on this. This is actually a big time breakout. And if it can actually get over 415, you may see this thing really, really run. The issue is going to be when you have that low float, you're going to have a spread on it at that price level. So that's what I'd be really monitoring. Make sure that there's no funny business. You know, this GWPH may have a little bit of juice here. You know, you got this kind of weird middle finger sticking out of it over here. But if we pretend that thing wasn't there, this thing would be breaking out to all-time highs. This one also does operate with a spread. And so, to me, this is kind of a C minus. It's with Melly. I'd rather Pan W, I think, would be a little bit better in range. You've already got 30-point range here, and this one is breaking out the highs. In general, our preference when we look at earnings plays and gappers is stocks that are breaking out to all-time highs or stocks that are breaking below bases, you know, on the downside. Now, short side shorts haven't been working as well, so, you know, just be mindful of that. This Plant, I don't know how these guys make money. Anybody ever been to a Planet Fitness? It's like this. I went one time, and you got to admit, you got some of the smelliest people in the world hanging out at Planet Fitness. When you let riffraff into the gym for like $6, and they're just rubbing their thigh juice all over those machines, you know it's getting nasty in there. And people do that, right? When you only spend like $6, $7, you just be squirting all over the place, and you're not wiping it. You're not doing nothing like that. So now you're just standing in line, doing your aerobics. You got some big dude, hairy, like an Indian guy, like a half Indian, half Jewish guy, just dropping chest hairs, butt hairs all over that machine. Next thing you know, he's sweating because there's 1,000 people in there. And you guys don't understand, like, look how hairy I am. When you got 1,000 people rolling around you and you're paying like $6, $7 and there's thousands of people and you're hairy, you just start sweating. You're just sweating and sweating and sweating. And before you know it, man, like now you've got your leg hairs and your chest hairs falling off on the machine and you're sweating. So what it's doing is it's making it congeal. You're taking the sweat juice, you're taking the hair, and then you're molding it together and it's getting stuck on the seat. Next thing you know, you just come in, you sit on that machine, and you've got like this just mop that's hooking right up in you. And I'm just talking about the guys. We won't even start about the women. God knows what's going on with them. But man, Planet Fitness, I don't know how they're making money. You got to have like 50,000 members, and and they're always in strip malls, right? Who wants to work out in a strip mall? But that's how it goes. That's America for you. Woo! This thing could break out beyond all that. This thing could break out 61.75. I do like it though, beyond, you know, the $10 a month that they charge. Why can't they just raise it up a little bit? So I put that one, not as good as SE and TNDM, but I would go in number 3. All right? SRPT. Look, 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests of range. Guys, SRPT has incredible intraday range. All right? I've been trading this thing back and forth for years. It has incredible intraday range. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing busts loose at the open in ORBs. You will see like $2, $3 candles on a 5-minute chart on this thing. When you get that kind of action, it's got to be, you know, top of the list. Man, I put that right under TNDM. That one's a heater, all right? We've played this thing in the past. It's a friend. It's a friend of ours. You know, we like that one. I love it. Like, you ever see people on Twitter and blogs, they're like, we're buying this. We're buying that. It's like, who's we? You're sitting around in Paducah, Kansas, writing a fucking blog. Who's the we, right? Who's the we? But they always say that. So we have played this before, and it's fantastic. Then on the downside, I got this DY. Man, this thing's already got a pretty good range on it. The SSR will be on it. It's already down 20%. Be mindful not to chase this thing into the hole. And same thing with this ING, and I think this one's going to have some sick range on it too. Only 20 million share float. You already see a $20 range intraday. The gap down plays haven't been working as well, but they have been working selectively. If you still have like the hot pattern on the gap down shorts, they are working. They're just not working as well as they did last quarter, mostly because the Trumpsters come in and save the market again. And now, you know, we're just running ham hock back into, you know, highs right now. So the market is fantastic, okay? Right now, I'm in negotiations with China. And I'm going to show these Chinese people who's boss, okay? Here in America, we eat Big Macs, and we're going to build a bigger wall than the greatest wall in China, okay? And we can eat Big Macs. They don't have no Big Macs. They got Big Macs with nasty food, okay? So we're back on. We're back on just rolling with this thing, and you know what? I won't be surprised. This is going to be the big levels here. This 177 on the Qs, 178. If we roll past that, then I guess we get right back into the 180s. And it's right back in the way at 180s, and then we'll see exactly what's going down. Man, TNDM already busted loose. Hey, Adrian, what's up, baby? Man, yeah, that thing's already go. So, TNDM, SRPT, SE. Guys, the market's hot right now on the long side. You're starting to see tons of action. Ignore what you're seeing in the indexes unless you're starting to see, like, a lot of volatility creep in or, like, crashy type scenarios. Like, you know, some of you guys I know try to trade this TVIX every day, and, like, it's in a big downtrend. The TVIX move is over, right? The bull is back for now. We'll see how we start to act around resistance points. Do remember this, though. As soon as everybody gets giddy about the market, right, that's usually when the rug gets pulled. So just be tight with things. And, you know, it's been great the last month or two. You've been getting really nice trends in the market, especially intraday. Probably if you think about the last month of trading, this is probably the easiest kind of trading you'll see. Because you're getting really good intraday range. It's 4 or 5 points on stocks. If you can't make money in this kind of market, you'll have to rethink your whole strategy because, I mean, you're getting that kind of just nice, easy intraday trends where almost all patterns work out. So, you know, just be mindful of that. You really have to tighten up if you're not making money in this type of market. But so far, the bull is back. We'll see how it acts. You can never get too complacent because we're just starting to approach some intraday levels. And it only takes a little bit, right? A breaking of a trend line or something like that to get the market to start flushing back down. So be safe, be good, be fast. Let's go do what we do. I think that, don't forget Etsy again. You know, it was hot yesterday. You may go red to green on this one also. TVIX in general is, yeah, Paul, the devil stock. There's a decay in it, right? So you can't actually hold TVIX overnight, or you're not supposed to. It's just meant for intraday trading. All right, let's go do what we got to do, peoples. Be good, be safe.